y'all. It is Hope at Crafty Hope, and here I am in my Dilutions journal. Um, as most of my recent art journals have been lately, this is part of the 100-day project, and I need to use some of that Liquitex heavy body paint that's over there. You've seen the little packet up there on the left. I had gotten that sample from an art retreat thing with Tiffany of Southern Gals Designs. And I've got a couple of those packets because I've been to two of her retreats and gotten them at both of them, and I just never get to it. So it got added to my list for the 100-day project. So I am going to try to use it. What did I want to say? I wanted to tell you that this art journal page, I almost wasn't going to show y'all my process for it because I don't really like it. I mean, I like it fine. It's a perfectly fine art journal page, but it's not really one that I personally like. But when I shared it on Instagram, a bunch of people really liked it and had comments and questions and all that stuff. So I thought, okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and I guess put it on YouTube and share what I did. So it involves a couple of unexpected materials. So that's why that's why it's titled that way. So as you saw, I just collaged down a bunch of random papers that were near me with using my Uhu glue stick. And once it was all good and down and covered most of the page, I cut open that little sample of that heavy body red paint. I can't tell you what color that is, but that's like one of their primary reds, or I'm sure there's like very specific fancy name that I, I don't I don't know. If you really do need to know, ask me and I'll find it, or I may put a link to it down there because I'm sure I can find it somewhere. I just don't have it in front of me. But I just put a couple, that being a heavy body and a really nice paint, it went a lot further than I thought it would, which, you know, those nice paints always do. And then I've got this other one, which is also a Liquitex heavy body, and it's kind of a periwinkle color. And I put a little on my desk, and this is where one of the unexpected materials, y'all, that is the top of a fingernail polish bottle. It actually covered the actual like twist off thing and just kept popping off when I was trying to paint my nails. And I started to throw it away, but then I was like, oh, this is a fantastic square shape. I bet I can use it in my art journal. So yeah, I kept it. And yeah. So I just put it in a little bit of that blue paint and am just putting some fun geometric shapes, like kind of stamping, just getting those on my page. I let that go for a little bit, and then I grabbed my water-soluble graphite pencil. This is not the Lyra. I'll link to the Lyra, but this is one I got at the dollar store, but it's kind of the same thing. And I just wet it and did some scribbles and some splashes, and I didn't really know where I was going with this. Like I said, I just knew I had to use that red paint. And so, done. Red paint down. Now, let's see what else I can do. So, I'm going to dry this real quick and then come back with some gold paint. I think one of the pieces I had put down had a little couple touches of gold in it, and I think that inspired me to come in with just a little bit, and that's just some kind of cream coat, maybe gold, just some cheap acrylic graph paint and gold. And I'm using a really short tipped brush here. I don't know, maybe some kind of scrubber is what it's called, but that's what I'm using just to put down some little messy, I don't know, dash dots. I don't know. That short brush kind of gave its own shape to it. So, anyway, I got that little bit of gold down there, and I really was digging that. And then I think I got lost here for a minute, but then I cut that part out in my editing. But I grabbed these two pieces of cardboard that were on my desk, and I'd used some cardboard for something else. I had cut it down because I was going to make a tassel or something, and I ended up not using it. So I had these little pieces of cardboard just here on my desk, and I was like, hey, I'll throw it in my art journal. So I start by taking the bigger one and peel off one of the like layers of it to expose the corrugated portion, but I made sure to leave some of the that top portion on. There's not much of it. And so I got that on there, and I went ahead and used some of my periwinkle or whatever that blue that is on there, and then I grabbed the smaller one that I knew I was going to stack on top, and I go to remove that top layer, and I end up removing the whole thing, and that was not what I wanted to do. So I'm going to flip it over and just peel off a couple small sections of that, and it really worked because you'll see when I turned it, that layer had it fit perfectly into the grooves of the other corrugated below it, so it made it a little bit thinner in my art journal, not as bulky in my actual journal. So that was kind of cool. That kind of fit together like a puzzle or something. And so you see there, I'm trying to just get a little bit of that layer off. I just wanted it kind of grungy. And then I get a little more of the red paint. And y'all, that little sample packet had a ton of paint in it, because once I get this art journal page, I've still covered two small, not small, but like 8 by 10, maybe not, 5 by 7 maybe canvas boards, with what was still in that little tiny packet. So there was a ton of paint, and I think that was part of the reason that I didn't play with that, is because I knew there was just going to be a lot of paint in there, and I wasn't sure what I was going to do with it. So I just covered some canvas boards, and I'll play with that later, I suppose. So I took that graphite pencil and just went around the outside of both of those pieces of cardboard, and then I'm going to take a wet paintbrush and just kind of let that kind of grunge up, get that darkening on the sides. I'm going to rub it with my finger a little and just, yeah, make that kind of yummy grungy. Like I said, I think the grunginess of this is a little more my style, but the bright, I don't know, there's something about the grungy and the bright colors I just didn't feel was like me so much, maybe. So anyway, I'm going to get these down, and then what am I going to do? I think I go looking for some more. No, I'm going to get a little bit of that gold is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a paintbrush here, and it's kind of just a small fuzzy one. I don't know what it's. Y'all, I'm not an expert in paintbrushes. I buy cheapo ones, and some of them I'm like, I don't even know what this is supposed to be used for. But it is a dry brush. And so I take that kind of fluffy dry brush and just go over those pieces of painted cardboard just to give them a touch of that gold that's in the background. I didn't want them, completely gold. And it worked out pretty cool. And then from there, I'm trying to figure out what kind of sentiment I want. I think I cut it out of here, but I think I cut out like something like 6 minutes of me just sorting through paper with words on them. And I ended up choosing this Tim Holtz Small Talk sticker that says "Embrace the Journey," because, like I said, I didn't know what I was going to do with this red, and I end up, it ends up being an alright page, and I just kind of played and used that weird little nail polish topper and the cardboard, and those are things that I wouldn't normally use in here, or that aren't traditionally art materials, so they're a little unexpected. And so I'm going to get those words down, and then I'm going to find a white gel pen. It's a Signo, a Uniball Signo gel pen, and I'm just going to go around those words a little bit with that white pen. Oh, actually, I'm going to glue everything down first. I'm using Liquitex gel medium, matte gel medium, to glue it down, because again, that's cardboard. It's a little bit heavier than some of my other stuff. And then I'm going to get a Signo white gel pen and just go around the words on the sticker so they stand out. Go around the stickers so that they stand out a little bit more. And then that's going to be it for this page, y'all. If y'all have any questions, let me know. And make sure you like and subscribe and all that stuff. And I thank you so much for coming by. Thanks. Bye.